Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Monday, February 6, 2023, and giving you our team and total pick for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Detroit Pistons vs Boston Celtics. On Monday night, the Boston Celtics traveled to Little Caesars Arena for a road matchup against the Detroit Pistons. The Celtics hold the best record in the Eastern Conference. The Pistons are at the bottom and lost 116-100 to the Phoenix Suns Saturday. The tip is slated for 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Boston opens as a road favorite. The Pistons and Celtics are in the middle of the pack with respect to pace of play entering this Eastern Conference matchup. Boston has been elite from both ends all year, even though they have lost 4 of 6. They remain top 5 in both offensive and defensive ratings and will put the clamps down on Detroit's only 2 primary scoring options, Jaden Ivey and Bogdanović. The total number has gone under in 5 of Boston's last 6 road games. Detroit is 25th at home in field goal percentage, and they will go back to their losing ways after a handful of wins last week. Take the under. Washington Wizards vs Cleveland Cavaliers. On Monday night, the Cleveland Cavaliers head to Capital One Arena for a road matchup with the Washington Wizards. The Cavaliers are in action Sunday and will be on the second leg of a back-to-back. The Wizards lost 125-123 to the Brooklyn Nets Saturday. The tip is slated for 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Cleveland opens as a road favorite. Cleveland is in action Sunday night against the Indiana Pacers and will be on the second leg of a back-to-back. 2 nights prior, they handled the Memphis Grizzlies 128-113 in a chippy game. Donovan Mitchell got into an altercation with Dillon Brooks, and both players were subsequently tossed. Mitchell might sit in the second leg of a back-to-back, but Cleveland is one of the best defensive clubs in the NBA. They lead the NBA in defensive rating and allow the fewest points per game. They are also an elite rebounding team. For that reason, I like this game to stay well under the projected total. Take under 221 points. Brooklyn Nets vs LA Clippers. The Clippers, 29-27 ATS, finished off their 6-game road trip with a matchup against the Brooklyn Nets, 25-25 ATS, who are on Game 2 of a 5-game homestand. Both teams are vying for playoff seeding as the final third of the season approaches. These two faced each other most recently in LA, where the Nets won by 15. Tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Los Angeles is one of the slower-paced teams in the NBA, and Brooklyn plays at a slower pace than most in their own right. The Nets have also been playing about 3 possessions fewer than their league average over their last 3 games. Los Angeles doesn't look to push the pace all that often, and they like to work the half-court game more frequently. Brooklyn's defense won't allow anything easy, especially down low, as they should stand to block several shots in this one as well. Brooklyn will be working out more chemistry issues as the list of available players with much time on the court together seems to dwindle by the day. The play is the under 219.5 points. Houston Rockets vs Sacramento Kings. The Kings head to Houston on Monday, February 6th. Sacramento is currently in 3rd place in the Western Conference, but they have lost 4 of their last 6 games. The Rockets are the worst team in the NBA, and they have lost 4 of their last 6, too. These two will tip off at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Even if Fox does play on Monday, he will more likely than not be playing his full fledged of minutes. Expect the under to be the play between 2 teams that have struggled to find wins recently. The under is 6-1 in the Kings' last 7 overall. The under is 5-1 in the Rockets' last 6 home games versus a team with a winning road record. Take the under on Monday. Chicago Bulls vs San Antonio Spurs. On Monday, the San Antonio Spurs, 14-39, kick off a 9-game road trip against the Chicago Bulls, 25-27. It's the second and final regular season game between the two franchises this season. The Spurs won the first contest in October 129-124 covering the +4, while the total went over 230. For the rematch, the spread is Chicago -10.5 and the total is 237.5. Tip-off is scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern Time at the United Center. In the last 6 games between the Spurs and Bulls, the total has gone over 4 times by an average margin of +13.75. When they played in October they combined for 253 points. San Antonio has the undeniably worst defense of any team in the NBA this season, and Chicago is very competent offensively. Both of these teams are above average in terms of pace, with the Bulls ranked 13th and the Spurs ranked 8th. A higher pace means more possessions which lead to more chances for Zach LaVine to hit threes and DeMar DeRozan to dissect them in the mid-range. Essentially, Chicago should feast against San Antonio's backups, while the Spurs still find ways to score. Their offense is very democratic, averaging the third most assists per game in the league, 27.2, and the second most points in the paint, 56.3. Our total pick is over 237.5 points. Utah Jazz vs Dallas Mavericks. For the second time in 10 days Dallas heads to Utah for some action. The Mavericks, 28-26, lost at Golden State on Saturday, 119-113, but covered ATS as +10 underdogs. The Jazz, 27-27, lost to Atlanta on Friday, 115-108, also losing ATS as -1.5 favorites at home. Utah will look for another win at Vivint Arena against Dallas, with tip-off scheduled for 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The last time these two met their combined total was 208 points, and in the 2 games they played this season, they have averaged 205.5. The under is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings between these two and 8-2 in the last 10. Dallas has one of the slowest teams in the NBA, with dunksandthrees.com ranking them 29th in the league for pace. Utah tends to go with the flow a lot, meaning they will fall into the other team's tempo, despite being in control of the game. The Mavericks will look vastly different with 3 starters out, well 1 out, 2 gone, 1 incoming. Regardless, they'll be hard-pressed to find points. They scored just 100 points against the Jazz without Doncic, a position they are once again in. The under is 5-1 in the last 6 home games for the Jazz, and this disassembled Mavericks team should help gain another. Take the under 221 points. Golden State Warriors vs Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder, 25-27, 12th Western Conference, are on the road Monday when visiting San Francisco and the Chase Center to play against the Golden State Warriors, 27-26, 7th Western Conference. Oklahoma City defeated the Houston Rockets 153-121 on Saturday night, avenging a 112-106 loss to the Rockets just 2 days before. Golden State defeated the Dallas Mavericks 119-113 on Saturday, snapping a 2-game losing streak. Oklahoma City will play without Luguentz Dort and Aleksej Pokusevski. Golden State's Andre Iguodala is out as well as Stephen Curry. The Golden State Warriors are second in the NBA in scoring with an average of 118.0 points per game, but could play without their leading scorer Stephen Curry, who left Saturday's victory over Memphis in the 3rd quarter with a knee injury and is listed as questionable for Monday. Curry is averaging 29.4 points per game, but will be out for a few weeks. The second leading scorer is Klay Thompson, with an average of 20.8 points per game, followed by Jordan Poole, with an average of 20.5 points per game. The only other player averaging double figures in scoring for Golden State is Andrew Wiggins, with an average of 16.8 points per game. Draymond Green is the leader in assists with an average of 6.9 dishes per contest. Oklahoma City is coming off a game in which the Thunder scored 153 points, but the total has finished under in 6 of the Thunder's last 9, as well as in 10 of the last 11 games that Oklahoma City has played on the road against Golden State. Golden State will be without Stephen Curry. The Warriors will have to replace 29.4 points per game, which is no easy task. The total has finished under in 14 of the last 18 games overall between the Thunder and Warriors. Take under 237.5 points. Portland Trail Blazers vs Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks will travel to the Moda Center on Monday night to take on the Portland Trail Blazers in a non-conference matchup. The Bucks are second in the East with a 36-17 record and are riding a 7-game winning streak after coming off a 123-115 home win on Saturday against the Miami Heat. The Trailblazers are 11th in the West with a 26-27 record and are coming off a 129-121 road loss on Saturday against the Chicago Bulls. This will be the second and final regular season game against each other as the Bucks picked up a 119-111 home win back on November 21st. The Milwaukee Bucks have been playing extremely well this season and are coming off a 123-115 home win against the Miami Heat. The Bucks did an incredible job as they shot 46 of 88, 52.3% overall, 14 of 40, 35% from beyond the arc, and 28 free throw attempts during the game. Power forward Giannis Antetokounmpo led the team as in 36 minutes he finished with 35 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, and 3 turnovers in the game. Defensively, they did well as they allowed 44.6% from the field, 25.8% from beyond the arc, and 21 trips to the charity stripe. They were only able to force 7 total turnovers with 6 steals and 4 blocks in the game as well. Looking at the defensive output in their last handful of games, Milwaukee is allowing 115.2 points in their previous 5 games, while Portland is giving up 119 points in their last 3 games played. Both teams are turning the ball over, and that leads to easy fast break points, as the Bucks are 21st in basketball with 14.4 turnovers per game, while the Trailblazers are 19th with 13.9 turnovers per game. Go with the over in this game, as it seems to be the more likely scenario for teams that combined for 230 points in their previous matchup this season. Our total pick is 239.5 points.